Welcome, welcome you all. Today we'll discuss Tribune daily. Okay, the first we are taking the Code of Conduct of South China Sea critical because there is a meeting of external affairs ministers on Laos. Uh, the, all the ASEAN countries meet happens in Laos, and the all external affairs ministers meet. So Jaishankar also meets the Chinese counterpart. So the EM called on Laos PM Sonaksi Sifadon and took up the issue of trafficking the Indian nationals by cybercriminals. He said appreciate the ongoing cooperation of Laos in the rescue and relief of our citizens. Also discuss the matter with the foreign ministers of Cambodia and Thailand. Okay. So a code of conduct should be substantive and effective, consistent with international law, and should be not prejudice legitimate rights and interests of national not party to discussion. Okay. So while 14th East Asia Summit Foreign Minister meeting at Laos, he said that there should be not prejudice between the rights and interests of the nations. So which way means there should not be a prejudice, means there should not be a hate or what we call it pakshpat, etc. Uh, So obviously, the code of conduct is being discussed among the six countries that are party to the maritime boundary dispute with the South China Sea. So he is again targeting the China because the six countries that are like maritime boundary with disputes with the South China Sea. These countries are what? Philippines, China, Taiwan, Vietnam, and Malaysia, and Brunei. So we have to make a code of conduct that China will not do that again in South China Sea. Okay. So be robust in combating terrorism in all its form of manifestation, dismantle terror sanctuaries and UN proscribed terrorism financing network and tackle cybercrimes. So that are the things which are he said also, and she should be encouraged to serve. Okay, so the army files attack at LOC. So what happens is that okay, a soldier was killed and four others, including a captain. Okay, were injured as the army foiled an attack on Saturday by the Pakistan Border Action Team was BAT. Okay, in Kamakari sector of Kupwara district. So some of the intruders are going to infiltrate the POK from the POK to the Indian side. So one of them are killed, and due to the exchange of fire between the Border Action Patrol team of Pakistan and the Indian Army itself, uh, there may be a gun. So a soldier is killed, and there were some injuries also. So, a Srinagar-based defense spokesperson said, taking advantage of bad weather and poor visibility, a group of two or three armed personnel crossed the LOC and fired on a forward army post from close proximity in Kupwara district. Okay, the spokesperson said alert troops responded vigorously and in the ensuing exchange of fire, Pakistani intruders were killed. Weapons and ammunition were recovered from the spot. The identification and affiliation of the Pakistani national war being ascertained. Always it is to be identity revealed नहीं होगी. Five soldiers were injured in the exchange of fire, and one of them are later succumbed to his injuries. Srinagar-based Chinar Corps identified the slain soldier as Mohit Rathod, and he said lay down his life in the line of duty on the line of actual control. Okay, line of control. Sorry. The army is firm in its resolve to maintain the sanctity of the LOC and defeat the nefarious and imbecile designs of Pakistani army. Our spokesperson said. Okay. So these are very bad news that our army persons are killed or they were murdered because this is not an first time the intruders, but openly due to the bad weather they are going to infiltrate. This is not like ordinary things. Like this is going to happen in the open day. This is very dangerous. Moving further to the next, Himalayan brown bear. Okay, just about 1,000 left. A race on to save endangered Himalayan brown bear. Okay, the a year after Himalayan brown bear was caught in the graveyards in Kashmir, Handwara, the J&K Wildlife Department has entered into a collaboration with wildlife experts, a leading nature conservation agency, to assess the fast depleting habitat of the critically endangered mammal. The world has about 1,000 brown bears, with half of them estimately in India. Means approximately 500 are in India. The project involved tagging bears with GPS radio collars to evaluate the habitat in patterns, food, hunting behavior, and identification of a factor leading to growing human brown bear conflicts in the wild. Okay. Otherwise rarely seen due to the habitations at heights of above around 25 meters, brown bear have been increasingly sighted in Sonmarg, Kupwara, Dras, Pahalgam, and Kashmir. The Sonmarg region is particularly reputed for brown bear habitats, and unplanned disposals and treatment of waste constitutes a threat to the animals. Obviously, the unplanned disposals of chemicals, waste material will obviously like, and hunting, that will be add to that. GPS radio collar should be there to it can, so a person from the wildlife can actually monitor where the bear is going and what kind of food he is taking, like for the survival purposes, no? Because they are like endangered species. Okay, Swaminathan, a senior biologist wildlife research, said that field team had used radio collars while provided information about the movement of brown bears using a satellite tracking system. These animals can be tracked on foot using VHF antennas in the field. GPS and real-time monitoring of these collared bears is still on. The results will be compiled after the completion of first year. Okay. So it is basically saying that they can be tracked using the very high frequency antennas in the fields. Also, they can be tracked with the radio collars having the antennas. Okay, not the antennas. Radio collar means having some radio frequency in it. The Himalayan brown bear is one of the largest carnivore species in India, with strict distribution in the alpine meadows of the Himalayas. Very little is known about its ecological behavior in India. With improper waste disposal by humans, the bears have lately been lazy hunting, resulting in changes of foraging patterns and rising human conflicts. Okay. So due to the waste material, they are taking that waste material, using them, and they are not as doing, the mammals are not doing as it is to be naturally done, but they are just taking the human waste, and that will lead to a dangerous situation where we have a zero this beer. Okay, so we'll deeply study this because this is a very good topic to study from the mains point of view, etc. Okay. Don't tinker with old system. Veteran flags Agnipath clause. Okay. Haryana youth killed in Russian frontline. Not so much important for us. Okay. Second best in the country. In the country, it's a very proud moment, like if it is in the country. Okay. Kangra Airport at Dharamshala is second in the customer satisfaction survey conducted by the AAI Airport Authority of India. Rajahmundry Airport topped in the list of 61 airports across the country, which serialized on Wednesday. Okay. 11th in previously survey. Okay. You should remember that from the Himachal Pradesh perspective, it is an important question. Okay. Let us further. So, mm, Very much disturbing news. Okay, here is why children of legal Indian Americans stay with the risk of deportation from US. Punjab is allowing NRIs to buy agriculture and minister. Haryana peacefully place nothing much important. To our traffic this we have done. Fed up with the open audacity in the sale of drugs villages in the Mohali Zikil offender. PM Modi cheers. Okay. My mic was muted as I spoke in Niti Meet Alexa. Okay, I think we should choose a city or state now. So we'll go with Uttarakhand today. Okay, so these are flood situations. Let us see this one. This is maybe a deeply studied topic, so we'll study it deeply. You can, so we'll just go through it in very short. So central government approves the range of urban flood management of the glacier lake outburst flood mitigation project of several states. So it is Himachal Uttarakhand. Okay, because of the last rain, so this is a project was financed. So the committee consists of total 9 proposals for funding from NDR and NDMF Mitigation Fund and National Disaster Response Fund NDRF to combat urban flooding in 6 cities to mitigate glacier lake outburst flood in 4 hill states to be strengthened fire services in 3. Okay, so we'll see that in later. You can see the basic structure of this. This is basically to the what happens in the like after the summers. Okay, Center developed the telematic science implement with IIT Mandi and IIT Roorkee for 6G technology. Okay, okay, you can also see this one. Just a quick recap of this news. Once a decade yatra, an environmentalist historian Shekhar Pathak shares his experience of Ashkot Arakot Abhiyan. So you can remember it is a 45 days yatra kind of thing. 1,100 kilometer. So May and it started crossing 36 rivers and visiting more than 300 villages across the 7 districts of Uttarakhand. We saw changes in some areas in major losses in many spheres of mountain. Okay, this is just I guess. Okay, we will also study this in detail. So this is Arakot to Ashkot crossing 30 rivers. Okay, so you can also note that his name Walking University जंगम विश्वविद्यालय. Why he does it? Okay, so again in 1973 when returning from a trek to Pindari Glacier, I wrote the article of Almora Weekly Shakti. I quoted from One Dimensional Man, a book by American scholar Herbert Marcus, social activist in the Lal. Okay, this is not much important, so we can remember place is not the important. Okay, I guess for today it is enough. So we'll see detailed topics on as I said. So we'll meet ASAP.